You look for the oats and the barley to kind of get a dirty brown color. They'll be nice and golden for a couple weeks, and then they'll turn to kind of a grungy brown. And that grungy brown is a sign that they're ready, and then you can test them. And we try to take them at 14 to 15% moisture and put them in an air bin.
Well, you go out and see how it shells out and how it comes off. The head comes off and rub in your hand, and are the kernels all, have they lost their green tint? Are they all yellow and dry? And then the final test is getting a sample and trying to test it.
When I go out to the field, I'll shell several heads out, and the first test I do is the thumbnail test. If I can cut it with my thumbnail, it's too wet. I won't even worry about it. If I can dent it, then we're getting close. If I run my thumbnail into it and I chip my thumbnail, we're way dry and I should have been in the field a while ago. So, and then of course I'll chew it, just like we do with corn and soybeans. The old farmer handful of grain and take some kernels in, chew on them. If they crack or pop, you're pretty close to dry. Then we'll go and shell enough to put in a bucket and actually take it in and get it tested at the local elevator. And the downside is their equipment, while it's new and fancy and it's digital, most of them don't have settings for rye. So we tested on I think we tested on the wheat setting the last time, and it's pretty close.
Oh, the triticale, the rule of thumb that I use, and I think I got this someplace, maybe I made it up, but when the heads all of a sudden they're sticking straight up, and then all of a sudden they will droop over. And that's kind of my clue. When they turn those heads over, I think it's ready to go.
We harvested our wheat in the last week of July, and it was at about 12.5% moisture. It's always a new experience when you are checking the timing for harvesting a crop like wheat, and it's kind of similar to soybeans in that those humid days in the middle of summer, it can pick up some of that dew in the early morning and then in the evening and be tougher to thresh. So you have kind of an ideal combine window of late morning through late afternoon or mid-afternoon to harvest that and be able to thresh it well without the grain getting tough or the material getting tough going through the combine.